Well, hey everybody, it's Mr. Conan here, and today we're going to talk about the vertex form of a quadratic equation. So, we can write my vertex form as y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, where my vertex is written as hk. Now, what's special about my vertex form is I can look at the equation itself and determine exactly where my vertex is. This makes equations so much easier to graph because we know the middle point. We know where the graph is going to reflect over. So if I have 2 points to the left of the vertex, I'll know exactly where 2 points to the right of my vertex will be. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first method is finding the vertex and then plugging it into our equation. So if I have a standard form quadratic written as y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3, what I'm going to do is identify my a, b, and c value. Now, because my x has no number in front of it, I know my a is 1. Because my x term has a 4 in front of it, I know my b is 4. And because I have a 3 sitting alone without an x term, I know my c is 3. Now that I have this, I'm going to try to find my axis of symmetry. Now, the axis of symmetry is the x value for which my parabola reflects itself. So, because our axis of symmetry is the x value of my vertex, I need to calculate this. I can do so by using the equation x equals negative b over 2a. Now I can plug my a and b from the previous equation into this equation, and I get x equals negative 4 over 2 times 1, which simplifies to negative 4 over 2, which also simplifies to negative 2. So, now that I have this x value for my vertex, I need to find my y value. The only way to find my y value for my vertex is to plug in this x value into the original equation. So, I have y equals negative 2 squared plus 4 times negative 2 plus 3. Now when I simplify these terms down, I have y equals 4, because negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, minus 8, because 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. And then we have that 3 at the end, which we're just going to bring down. So I have 4 minus 8 plus 3, which ends up giving me negative 1. Now, I have all the information I need to plug in and get my vertex form. So I know my a value is 1, my b value is 4, my c value is 3, and my vertex is negative 2, negative 1. When I look at my vertex form equation, I know my y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. I can just plug these values into the equation, replacing my a with a 1, replacing the minus h with a plus 2 because I'm dealing with a negative 2 as my x value of my vertex, squared, minus my y value of my vertex, 1. So I have y equals 1 times x plus 2 squared minus 1. Now, because whenever we multiply anything by 1, we know that just equals whatever we're multiplying it. So we can just erase that to simplify this to y equals x plus 2 squared minus 1.